Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw, editorial director at TigerFitness.com and Muscle and Brawn Nutrition CEO. Guys, in this video I want to talk about frequent deadlifting, address the topic, can you deadlift every day? Can you deadlift every other day? Can you deadlift twice a week? I'm going to talk about that in this video, how to do it, my thoughts on how to make it successful. Before I get into that topic, guys, I encourage you to please check out my Q&A link below. Come on over, post your questions in that Q&A link. I answer every question posted. The best questions I turn into a video just like this. So let's talk about deadlifting every day, deadlifting every other day, even deadlifting twice a week. The deadlift, the deadlift gets a bad rap because people tend to overtrain the deadlift and it becomes very difficult to use it more than once a week. When I say it gets a bad rap, guys will use too many reps, they'll use too heavy weight, and the deadlift is a very unforgiving exercise. If you use too many reps, if you use too much intensity, which is weight relative to your 1 rep max, it is the most unforgiving lift in my opinion. It is hard to recover from. For that reason, guys overworking reps, overworking heavy weight, they are unable to train it more frequently. Now, I believe there is a way to train the deadlift successfully with a greater frequency, but before I get into that, I want to talk about a personal story. Back in 2006, 2007, when I got into more of the powerlifting end of things, I was working as a machinist. Now, these were brutal 8-hour days. I was lifting blocks anywhere from 30 to 80 pounds by my hand into a honing machine, from a honing machine into a washer, from the washer into a drying rack, from a drying rack into a dipping rack, from a dipping rack into bags, etc. So I was deadlifting 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Now, granted, they were only 50 to 80 pounds, but I was constantly lifting things in a deadlift type of manner. Now, you would think, hey, I can't recover from that. It was brutal. It was like 8 hours of deadlift cardio with these weights. But what I found out is when I ventured into powerlifting, that I was a naturally strong deadlifter. And I believe that this high frequency type of work that I was doing contributed, this manual labor contributed to my natural ability to deadlift. Now, how can we use this to train the deadlift more frequency? Now, I'm going to say, if you're interested in training the deadlift more frequently, you don't have to jump into training it every day. This could be twice a week. This could be every other day. It could be 3 times a week. It could be 1.5 times per week. But here's my advice. Number 1, don't train it with intensity. Start with a moderate amount of weight. Maybe 60 to 70% of your 1 rep max, and start with a moderate amount of reps. The point here isn't to kill yourself every day. The point is to start slow, maybe 60 to 70% of your 1 rep max, 3 sets of 5 to 6 to 7 or whatever reps. Do this every time you deadlift. Get a feel. This is if you're floor pulling. Get a feel for the demands of this type of lifting. We're going to build up a workload. We're going to build up a work capacity. Start with that and build as you feel comfortable, but never really go over 80% of your 1 rep max. Never go over 80% of your 1 rep max. If you want to add days in, fine. Go to 3 days a week, 4 days a week. We're just going to focus on deadlifting frequency, building up that weekly volume, and see if that pays off in the long run. Now, one thing I would recommend too is considering not pulling from the floor. Pull from 3 inches, from 5 inches, from 7 inches, maybe rotate, maybe stick with 3 inches for 1 week or 3 inches for 2 weeks, and then move on to 5 inches for a couple weeks or 7 inches for a couple weeks, or rotate from workout to workout. Don't do a lot of reps. If you're pulling from these types of rack pulls, these types of positions, 3, 5, 7 inches off the ground, you'll be able to go a little bit heavier. But if you do go a little bit heavier, you don't want to use a lot of reps. One thing I would do when I was training the deadlift more frequently is I would pull using rack pulls in this style, and even though I was pulling heavier, I'd only do 1 set a day. So if you're going to go heavy, and I only recommend this when you're doing rack pulls or block pulls, if you're going to go heavy each day, only do 1 working set, a single, a double, triple. Work up to the working set, get it over with, and move on. So that's a couple ways to approach deadlifting frequently. You can do elevated pulls, block pulls, rack pulls from 3, 5 to 7 inches. You can do these for heavier weight, but do extremely low reps. 1 set, a working single, a working double, working triple, get done. Maybe a back off set, drop the weight by 10%, maybe do a back off set if you want. Or you can try 60 to 70% of your 1 rep max from the floor for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or every day. What we're going to try to do is build up your work capacity, get used to deadlifting more frequently. The goal of this is to build up your upper and lower back strength, your trap strength. Just build up your work capacity. Don't worry about how many reps you're doing each day. The point is just to deadlift frequently. Go in and deadlift, get it over with, and do the rest of your workout. We're trying to build work capacity. We're trying to build up that lower back strength. We're trying to build up that upper back strength. Commit to this for 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 months. See what happens. So again, just to recap, if you want to try frequent deadlifting from the floor, 60 to 70% of your 1 rep max, maybe 3 sets of 5 reps, that's it. Remember, you're trying to build up your workload and your work capacity over time. You're trying to build up that upper and lower back strength just from repetition work day in and day out. If you want to go heavier, do block pulls or rack pulls from 3, 5 to 7 inches. Don't do a lot of volume. 1 working set a day, maybe a back off set if it's more of a moderate set. Listen to your body each day. If your body is aching or whatever, don't push it. You have to listen to your body when you're going to do this type of program. So you can deadlift with frequency. Just be smart. Give it some time. You might be tempted to think this isn't going to pay off because I'm only deadlifting with 60 to 70% of my 1 rep max, but you're going to be doing it day in and day out. Your lower back is going to get strong. Your upper back is going to get strong. Your traps are going to get strong. Your upper body is going to build strength. So when you progress from this into something more advanced, more conventional type of deadlift program, I think you will find that your 1 rep max has gone up just from doing this manual labor type of deadlifting. So guys, I hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, again, hit up my Q&A link below. Post your questions in that Q&A link. I answer every question posted. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I would appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Look at those gains. I'm 48 and I got gains.